Welcome to the absolute best part of this swimming pond that we have here at our compound. When we tell people we do swimming ponds, this is what we build. Pretty crazy, huh? This pond yard has like two major principles. You have interior of water and you have the exterior. We have a beach volleyball court over there that gets used every Wednesday. We do a Wednesday night volleyball league, which is incredible. It's to, what would you call it, professional size?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not professionals, but we have a professional grade volleyball court. Getting the light up there so we can hang out there at night. The main principle of our entire pond is this incredible 80-foot boardwalk. Instead of having a dock, we have decided to create this idea of a boardwalk. It gives people the access to be able to hang out right on the water, feed the fish, swim, do whatever. We have a lily pad that we like to hang out on, which is incredible for people just swimming and making this whole place accessible. So this boardwalk is pretty much a staple in the ponds we do. It gives people the ability to hang out here all night long and not necessarily feel like you're in a pond. It kind of feels like you're by a pool or a lake or anything like that. On the boardwalk here, we have a couple different tables. We have these lounge chairs that get used pretty much more than anything here. As for more seating, we have a nice round table here, but we also have the beginning of the Tiki Bar over here. Where's the fish food?
Over there in the corner.
Huh?
Corner.
Corner. Go feed the fish. No, no. Ready? Watch. The key to big fish is big food. We don't really got the big food part, but we've got the big fish. On top of the Tiki Bar is a dive platform, which is how this whole idea started. Was just a dive platform, and we decided to build this Tiki Bar underneath it. Out of areas when it gets late and everyone's drinking beer and having a good time, this is where people hang out. So this boardwalk has so much space to hang out by the water, space to stand and talk at these taller circle tables, and then we have this Tiki Bar that gets pretty much all the attention out of everything here. We have some cool rustic lights that shine, and we ran these badass, cool, rustic bulbs all the way across the Tiki Bar, which at night you'll see look absolutely incredible. They attach to the Tiki Bar all the way to a rustic post over here. We kind of have a rust theme, as you can tell by our beautiful cactus that came from Arizona. And same with, we have what we think is going to be a growing palm tree here in Minnesota, which is probably just not going to happen.
Step by step, brick by brick.
Step by step. Going to the playground up here, huh? Hear me out on this. Right now it's just for jumping and hanging out, but we're gonna have a golf green over here soon where we can have a tee box and hit golf balls over that island green, which is sick. Really sick. About 16 feet tall. We have the pond 20 feet deep here, so plenty deep, you're not gonna hit the bottom. And this gives you a nice overview of what all happens down here of the boardwalk, the people that hang out here. And then we're right on top of the Tiki Bar, so if you need a beer or something, you just huck one up around the edge. So this dive platform is the idea of this entire process, which stemmed from jumping out of an excavator bucket. Those dirt bikes are really loud. Stemmed from an excavator bucket jumping into water, and then we decided to build this way back in the day, and now it's here. We have a couple main features a part of the pond that really allow us to have clear water here. One being we have two fountains. We have one that is a floating fountain that pulls water from the surface, and we can switch heads on. It also has lights at night. That also allows the water to keep flowing and moving, which, you know, still water creates more weeds and algae, so that's nice having that fountain. We have another fountain over here on the other side of the pond that's a little different. That actually pulls water from the bottom of the pond, and that brings cold water to the surface, which in return brings less weeds, less algae in those hot months of the year in Minnesota. So the two fountains are a huge first step to clear water in Minnesota. Second step is we have Riprap, which is essentially a combination of small and big rocks all the way around the pond that go a few feet into the water. By having Riprap, it has fabric underneath it and allows no weeds to grow through the sides of those banks. And at the bottom of that Riprap, the pond is already deep enough where weeds don't grow from the bottom of the pond up. So essentially by having the Riprap all the way around the pond, it keeps us a weed-free environment, which is really huge. From the house, We have this massive upper patio where we do all of our grilling. Also more hanging out. We do a lot of hanging out here. So big that we can have multiple sitting spots, which is really cool. Usually we have chairs around there. This is our gas fireplace. A lot of beers get drank there. From there, going down, this ice cream is really good.
So good.
Nice little boulder wall here. Give us some flat surface up where the grass is. We're on this side of the Tiki Bar. One of the doors to get in. We irrigate everything around the property out of this pond. If you know anyone that lives in the country and they have yellowing on their grass or their rocks or their house or whatever, when the iron comes out of the well and they irrigate around their property, the iron stains everything orange and yellow and it sucks and it's hard to get off. One of the coolest things that we have here is we have an irrigation system a lot like a lake where our pump sucks out of the pond and irrigates everything across the entire property. Another huge asset of having the back pond to fill this, that sucks a lot of water to irrigate this entire property. By sucking this, we allow it to irrigate everything and then we can fill it back up from the back pond and we have no oranging. So the irrigation just from the pond alone is a massive, massive, massive asset to have in the country so we don't have to deal with iron. We have a lighting box for the fountain, that main fountain here. There's a lighting box so control the lighting at night. It's on a timer. And then we have a timer for the actual pump itself to run the fountain. It shuts off about 9:30 at night and turns on at like 7 in the morning, so we have it running through most hours of the day. And spoken about? Estimated? What's the term there? Underspoken about?
Unknown.
An unknown aspect to
Great pond.
a pond and a great pond of this size, and something that we take
Full credibility.
full credibility for. Yeah, there you go. We have a two-way water system inside of this pond. We actually have a back pond on the back of the property, which we'll show you now, which is not a decorative pond. It's mostly a pond for a water source. We have a 2-inch pipe that runs all underneath the volleyball court all the way to the back of the property that we hook a 2-inch trash pump up, which can pump water out of that pond to add water to this pond at any time. So right now we're in a drought in Minnesota and it's hard to keep water in this thing. We got a dump truck leaving right now.
The man, the myth. Terrified.
He's eating some vegetation.
Grazing.
Who knows how many gallons a minute come out of here, but it's a lot. This pond is not small, and by having a water source in the back that we can directly pump and fill the pond up here is a huge asset to have. We have no water issues with height. If we have an overflux like we do in spring, after winter where we have a lot of snow and melt coming here, we have a 4-inch pipe that drains immediately back down to the bottom pond. That is also very loud. It's just very, very unnecessary. Having the back pond, along with our decoration pond and our swimming pond, allows us and gives us the water access to be able to make sure that all the water at all times is at the perfect height here. That also brings in fresh water and different water so that we have a very, very clean water source. The clarity in this pond is very much unbelievable, to say the least. You can see all the fish and whatever. There goes another really loud truck. A lot of trucks. Of course, he just has to step on it. Dude, this is unbelievable.
What a great day. They haven't ridden all year.
Can't they go somewhere else? From this side, you can really see the size of everything and kind of how it just overlooks the pond everywhere. It's a dock on steroids, as we like to call it. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. It's crazy to think that this started as a big swamp. Most people don't understand, but like, if you look over here, like that is what this looked like where Razor's grazing. He's grazing the weeds, but most people have wetlands in their cattails, and we took that and we turned it into this. We have super clear water, a fishing oasis. People swimming here all the time. We have the lily pad. We have a platform to jump off of and a tiki bar to hang out and drink all night long. So this is what we call a proper swimming pond. So enjoy. See it.
The fish hatchery, JC Hallet.
How did you lock that?
I'm a genius.
How'd you do that?
It's gotta be good.
Oh, I see the little trick here.